Good morning, comrades. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to not the Nürburgring, but back to a place which is known for yellow and purple colors, namely KW Automotive, KW Suspensions. Yes, back because earlier this year in February, I believe, we were here with Rimac Automobili. Back then with Rimac C2 it was called, before the unveiling of the name Rimac Nivera. And when we, or actually not we, Rimac, because I'm not part of the company anymore, we're setting up the car, or to be more precise, its suspension here at KW on the 4-poster rig. And you know what? We've been thinking, if KW is good enough for the fastest accelerating car in the world, it should be also quite good for our race car. So this is what we will be doing today. We'll be installing KW competition suspension, but before that we're going to be doing measurements on a 4-poster rig, and then after that installing the suspension, and then doing measurements again. And yeah, later on, actually later this week already, we're going to be having a race. So yeah, lots of interesting technical content is going to come, and I'm also obviously very excited to visit the cafeteria, like the KW cafeteria, because to find out what they have on the menu today and tomorrow, because we'll be spending here 2 days or 1.5. Bora has joined us as well to take some nice pictures and also to drive the van, because we drove here with the Cupra on street tires, Michelin PS4S, no, just PS4s. And then we had to swap them for full slicks to set up the car to be able to perform, or to see how the car will perform. The suspension will perform obviously on the slicks, because that's the most important part, because the characteristics of the suspension will be definitely differ, or the driving dynamics of the car, whether it's on the slicks or on the street tires. All right, enough talking, let's get to work. All the sensors are connected. Next up, simulating the driver weight. I am currently about 90 to 91 kilos. Had to call Tristan to ask him how much he weighs, apparently between 82 and 83, so we're gonna put around 85, 86 kilos of weight to have it somewhere between us two. And then the fun can begin. Double good news, the testing is done, but we also got food. Amazing. So we have moved away from a 4-poster rig to the actual workshop where our suspension will be installed. What I want to say is that around us there are lots of cool cars that I'm not allowed to show you. Well, official, like manufacturer cars, like aftermarket cars that have been like modified by aftermarket suppliers, and they all are using KW suspensions. But yeah, some things are secret, but yeah, at least this you know, and you also know that Rimac Nivera, as mentioned previously, is also using KW. So yeah, let's get started. Very excited to put it on, and I showed you something that I'm not allowed to show you. Very excited to put the suspension on and then to see how it will perform. Is that ours?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Maybe later some donuts?
Probably.
Yeah. For
Sure.
But
cheat day.
You said 85?
Yeah. No, I'm 91, so
Oh.
it'll be one more. Beautiful. That was nice, and I think we really need to work those kilos off, because we're not at the gym today, we're here at KW, so we're gonna take a walk and have a look how the manufacturing process is taking place. It obviously starts with a very raw material, just a basic tube. So eventually, at some point later on, we will see how this becomes a shock. That's gonna be pretty shocking. It's probably not the last bad joke of today. The suspense is killing me.
We're making the shock body. So we're making the inner thread.
Yeah.
All the stuff.
So is that steel or aluminum?
Aluminum.
So eventually this will become a top mount. Worth noting that all the parts are being still manually welded piece by piece. This is very cool, handmade. And here you have all the molds for the welding of the suspensions. Also classic cars get some love from KW. This is from E21. Many machines here, all kinds of laser engraving, etc. But more interesting is this old poster of Manthey Racing. Look at that, 2006, 2007. We have moved away from the manufacturing to the warehouse facility, and since last year KW has a very sophisticated automated robotized warehouse system where all the parts, as you can see, are located there, and then depending on the order that's coming in wherever from which part of the world, the system recognizes, okay, I need the struts from there, springs from there. They will all get sent out to the assembly area later on somewhere far away, and it's kind of mind-blowing. What are we getting here? Oh no! Oh, they didn't crash. Okay, cool. Bye. You know what they say? Spring is just around the corner. So close yet so far away.
So here we get the springs.
Yeah.
They are always gray, and now we're doing the powder coating in yellow, or in a ST suspension you can decide your own color for yourself.
Yeah. And even the writing.
Yeah, and even the writing, the lettering.
Yeah.
It's really fast. You can't even see it.
Fancy. And now we are at a department where the insides, or the interior, maybe if you want to call it that way, of the shocks are being assembled. So all the shims, all the valves.
This will be the rebound valve.
Yeah.
These ladies are building the compression valve. Of this many tiny pins and parts and bits, they will build this.
Wow.
So with this needle you can adjust the low speed compression. It's inside this, and even this tiny parts is built here.
Yeah.
And everybody was starting working for KW need to build shocks here.
Okay.
Even the office guys like me.
Oh really? So you know how it's working.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like how ladies have the proper motivational posters. The dyno for the shocks.
Every shock we build is coming on a shock dyno. So we have 100% quality control. And this guy is always building the electronical shocks. Like this maybe is for the M4, M3.
The external reservoirs for the clutch port systems. And now we're approaching the more interesting department, the racing department. So that's where our shocks have been assembled. Ooh. So here you can see the conveyor belt. The assembled suspension arrives here, which is one of the last final stops. Speaking of stops, this is the station where bump stops are being put, and actually the system is indicating how many of which you need to get. So 2 of those and 2 of those. Stop, you bump stop. So that's for the G?
For the G Porsche,
okay.
Porsche 911 G body.
Old school.
They also, and for our F body. So we're still even selling club spot kits for the G body.
Wow.
Porsche guys.
We're building a 993 now.
Oh yeah, we also
Manthey.
have one, yes.
Yeah. You built the suspension for it.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for to install it with Manthey.
Yeah. Voila.
Nice. We could have made an ASMR video with all the clicks and adjusters. Yeah, assembly.
That as well.
The tour was amazing. So fast forward back to the workshop, and the car is gone because the suspension installation has been finished, and now it's time to put it on the alignment. Yes. I'm sure Borja has a couple of pictures of the suspension being installed. We have here 500 kilos to simulate the weight of Tristan. I don't know if that's necessary, but you never know how good of a weekend he had behind him. Before we can do the alignment, we need to do corner weighting, or actually something that has been done already. And we can see that it's almost pretty much perfect weight distribution of 49.6 I would say it's pretty much 50-50 because we obviously have a simulated weight of the driver, and also the fuel tank, it's less than half currently, so it is spot on. Corner weighting is done. Now it's time to do the alignment. Alignment is done, so now it's time for lunch. Yeah, I didn't mention that it's already the second day. Today I decided to go a bit more healthy. This is tofu. I cannot remember whenever I had tofu for the last time. Maybe not even the first time. So yeah, going healthy today. Yes. I remember in the winter it said here, fitness studio closed for the employees, so it's open again. Yay, you can go work out or eat some ice cream. Homemade. Coconut. Which one do you have?
Mango.
Mango. Yes, mango tango. Speaking of tango, look at this. Car is ready to be put on the 7 poster, and yeah, do the dynamic settings, not dimension, but, and we can maybe put our friend in there. This is hands down one of the best ice creams I've ever tasted. You really need to drop your phone and start eating your ice cream. Yes, I need to film your reaction. Yeah, I mean, even if the suspension settings will not be good, this was already worth coming here. I can live with losing a race, but eating this ice cream,
It is really good.
it's really, really good. So if you're ever at KW, make sure to ask for the homemade ice cream. So the setup has been done, it's been finished, everything double checked, triple checked, and now before we're gonna take it to the local test road, so to say, where the Rimac C2/Nevera back then was also driving, that I didn't film. So yeah, this is going to be interesting camera setup because I only took one camera with me, and I think it's more important to show you my face as a reaction than what's happening on the road, because you cannot see what's like, it's not the Nürburgring, let's call it that way. And the final results you will see also in the upcoming videos, but I'm excited to feel the differences. So let's go. Very. We just need to take out the rear spacers, because it scratches, as you could hear. But fuck, that's amazing. It's really good.
Ja, super.
Yeah. I think you. I think he's happy too. It's really good. Like, really, really good. Okay, see you in a bit. Well, you cannot fake emotions, and I am honestly really impressed. I mean, this was partially also to be expected. KW with years of experience, multiple 24-hour wins, and to have the car set up on in such a professional manner on a 4 or 7 poster rig. I mean, the results were already very impressive, but I'm gonna leave it out, like leave the final judgment until our actual on-track impressions. But I said it before, even if the on-track impressions will not be good, the ice cream made it already worth coming for here. And this on top of ice cream, that's a cherry on top of ice cream. So I'm very happy, very excited, also excited to see what Tristan will find out, and more excited also what some of you guys will find out when we will be running it as a taxi again. This is something that you can experience. Anyway, enough talking. I would like to say a massive thank you to the whole KW crew, and for now we're gonna say a quick goodbye to the yellow and purple colors and some cars, but you haven't seen this because they were top secret. But I'm sure we will be back at some point soon. Maybe one of our cars, maybe with the remats, maybe with who knows what, who knows when. For that, stay tuned, find out, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification button, and yeah, on to the next adventure. But first, food. Bye. And a 3.5 hour drive home. Yeah, that's also important.